What's going on? James here, and in this video, I'm not only going to talk about the common 5 habits of successful people, but I'm going to actually debunk them, if that's even a word. And the reason why is because success in money and all this stuff that so many people talk about has become so commercialized. And the reality is there really isn't a common habit that a lot of successful people have, at least in my experience. There really isn't. Not in today's world. With the internet the way it is, with the ability to scale, sell stuff online, there are kids making millions of dollars. There's older generations making millions of dollars. It's not the traditional way towards success that everybody likes to talk about. So I'm going to go through the most common 5, or 5 of the most common, and then I'm going to kind of debunk it and kind of give you the reality of it. So the first thing is that people have or say positive affirmations. Okay, positive affirmations. People get up in the morning and they tell themselves good things. They're positive and they're always looking bright. But the reality is that most successful people have a very low self-esteem. Some people, like, if you look at some successful people in the, in any industry, right? Some of them are short, some of them are tall, some of them are big, some of them are smaller. We all have self-esteem issues. I don't really care who you are. And a lot of people, tend to say successful people are positive and they say positive affirmations. The reality is they're really not, and it's actually the fact that they aren't positive. It's the fact that they have a low self-esteem. They need to prove something to people, so they really actually have the opposite of what traditional commercial books and programs like The Secret and stuff like that like to tell you. That is the reality. Most people have the low self-esteem, and they almost use that as the fire to drive them on a daily basis to go after their goals and dreams. Okay, so if you're out there and maybe you lean toward the negative side, especially in this day and age, it's okay. All right, and I'm going to get into why it's okay, because there's one common habit that every single successful person has that you can't replace for anything else that you read out there. The next one would be not fearful. Successful people have no fear. Okay? The mere fact that is even something that you could read about or hear about is not true. Okay? Again, fear is probably one of the top 2 or 3 motivating factors for people that are successful. Because it's a very driving factor in why they do the daily activities that they do, why they work 12, 14, 16, 18 hours a day, why they go through the failures and still continue to go through it. It's not that they don't fear anything in life. It's actually that they are very fearful in life. And especially once you kind of gain a level of success, the fear actually grows and increases with velocity. Never to lose what you currently have. I do remember, a year into my business when we were doing really well, and my biggest fear and my driving force daily was not to ever go back to a job, not to ever have to work as a teacher again, not to have to collect a paycheck. It is the fear I had then, it's the fear I have today, and it's the fear that I will have for the rest of my life. And it is one of the biggest fires there is, that drives me to just continue to work over and over and over again, try to innovate, try to be different than the crowd, try not to be kind of a sheeple and following what everybody else does. So to think that successful people aren't scared to lose their success or aren't fearful that they won't ever get successful is kind of hogwash. Number 3, a lot of people like to say that successful people put others first. Maybe I'm the first one to tell you, but that is as far from reality as it gets. Again, the driving factor here is that they're doing it for themselves, right? they're creating a course to sell. Maybe they have a YouTube channel that they want to monetize. They're doing it for themselves. They're doing it for the money, and I'm going to get into that in just a second. They're not out there to change lives in the beginning. Okay, there's this old saying that says something like this: the fastest way to get to where you want to go is help others get to where they want to go. And that, as true as that is, it's not the reality of somebody who's just starting out, and it's not the reality of people who aren't in a position to be able to do that. Okay, again, successful people solve problems. The synergy of that is the fact that they're solving a problem for a mass amount of people, and yes, you're going to be helping those people, but that's not their driving factor. Their driving factor is to become successful themselves, whether it's money, whether it's freedom, whether it's time. It doesn't really matter what the underlying driving factor is. But the truth is that yes, successful people do care about others, but it starts out with it being just about them. So if you feel selfish because you want to build a big business, or you feel like you're greedy, or others tell you that, don't listen to them. I can perfectly understand why every single person on the internet today, in the world today, wants a better life for themselves. It's for themselves, and there's nothing wrong with that. The next thing, number 4, is successful people, they don't care about money, right? They don't really care about money. They're doing it for the good of the people. Okay? It sounds very political if you ask me. That's really all they care about. 99% of the time, it is about the money. And again, that falls into number 3 that I said. Just because it's about the money, okay, and I heard this a long time ago, it's not about the money. It's about what money can get you. And that is absolutely true. Money gives you freedom. Money gives you choices. Money, it doesn't make people worse. Okay, a lot of times, greed this, greed that. Money actually makes good people better and bad people worse. So if and I remember my father told me this. I don't remember what the book I was reading, but he said, is that all you care about? You're reading these books about making money. And I remember I was maybe 23 or 24 years old, and I remember thinking to myself, well, geez, am I greedy? Maybe I am greedy. I don't know. But as I got older, right, I'm old now, old geezer, especially in the online world, it's about the money, but it's more about what the money can do. If you're a good person, there's a lot of great things you can do with money. On top of the fact that you have freedom, you could take care of your family, you could take care of your kids, you could take care of everybody around you if you make a lot of money, okay? I believe our life is lived once, okay? And where we go after that, nobody knows. The truth of the matter is, I want my life to be the best life. And that is another driving factor behind why I do what I do every day, is that we get one shot. And if I want to make millions and millions of dollars, then I have the right to want to make millions and millions of dollars. And nobody should ever call you greedy for that. So if you're on your path to fulfill your dreams and make a ton of money, go after it, okay? Because we got one shot at this. All right, and number 5, all successful people are innovators. Again, not true at all. I would say 95% of successful people are not innovators, okay? We have to go back to the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, okay? The innovation happened, all right? There was these 3 big waves, okay, of innovation. And one of them was the internet, and then there was the social media. There was very few of people who actually innovated these things, right? I mean, look, we can go on like microphones and telephones and so on and so on. Those are innovation. But the most successful people actually carry a trait, okay, and I do the same thing, where they look at what others are doing and they emulate it. And some people may say copy it. I like to use the word emulate. And here's why. There is nothing wrong to go and find a mentor, go and find somebody who's where you want to go, and follow the path that they went through. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I do a lot of videos online, not necessarily on YouTube now, but I will be doing them on YouTube a ton more, 2 to 3 times a week. And by the way, don't forget to subscribe. So you can get more videos like this. I'm going to be dropping them 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a week. And that will be consistent going forward. And do me another favor, just to help YouTube, show my video a little bit more. If really only if you think this video is worth watching, smash that like button. It would be great for me, and I'd greatly appreciate it. And make sure you comment down below. Okay, let's get back to number 5. So there is nothing wrong with modeling what successful people are doing, and that is going to be the fastest path to your success. Okay, and I encourage that. It is what I did. I got into the online game in 2017. 2014, I started my first business, but in 2017, I started selling my knowledge online. I just grabbed a mentor and saw what he was doing and just followed his exact process. I sold my knowledge, but I followed the process on how he sold his. And I'm going to tell you, I saved hundreds of thousands. Actually, I'll take that back. I never would be where I am if I didn't do that. Okay. So maybe a lot of people who are watching this have seen webinars and value videos and whatever, where they give you like, all right, now at the end of this webinar, you have 2 choices. You can either go and do it on your own, or you could choose the easiest path, which is just take everything I'm going to give you. And by the way, click the button down below and you can buy everything. And as commercialized as that is, it's actually true. All right, people pay for knowledge to cut their time in half. People pay to be able to get to where they want to go faster. And the person selling that knowledge has the right to do that. And the reason why they have the right to do that is because they've paved the way to help others get to where they want to go. And they have the right to sell that. And so don't let anybody tell you that you have to be this innovator. You have to think of, a Shark Tank innovation. Because the reality is, find out what you love to do and go find the people you follow and just go see what they are doing and go and do the exact same thing. And of course, when I say that, you can immediately have your own twists on it, but the fundamentals on how they're monetizing it, what they're doing, who they're going after, their market, there is nothing wrong. You can go and be their direct competitor. Have your little twist on it and go have fun. And I want to give another example of this. Like if you look at Burger King, right? Burger King and McDonald's and all these franchises, like nothing is new. The franchise model was innovated years and years ago. And then all the other franchises after just create a system that can be duplicated over and over again to other franchisees, right? There are people who own Burger Kings that are multimillionaires. And the fact of the matter is that all they're doing is they're buying the knowledge of the franchise and they're capitalizing it because it works. And so again, I want to encourage you to make sure you go and do that. And this brings me to the most important point of this entire video. The one common trait that every successful person on this planet has. The one trait. Okay? Not the commercialized trait, the one trait. And here it goes. It's going to be a shocker. Okay? They have the ability to just never give up. The constant action, the constant day-to-day activities, the persistency of never giving up. They have the ability to just keep going forward and understanding that the more they go, the further they move, the closer they are to get to where they want to go. And that, my folks, is the number one trait that every successful person has. All the other 5, you want to go through them? Let's go through them. Recap. Number 1, positive affirmations, which we kind of debunked. We talked about not every successful person is a positive person. So it's okay to have bad days. It's okay to have negative days. It's okay to have the negative thoughts in your brain. But if you carry the one trait of always moving forward one step ahead, you will overcome that. Number 2, they don't have any fear. Again, fear is one of their most driving factors, okay? Fear is important to have because it, again, brings them to the most common trait. Keep moving forward, not having the blinders on and not allowing anything to get in the way of where they want to go. Number 3, putting others first. It's in a utopian world, we would hope that every successful person wants to put others first, but it's not a trait that they all have. I can go as far to say is in the beginning of their journey, okay, it is about themselves. Later on, when they have a solid foundation, they have the ability to care more about others than themselves because they've already taken care of themselves. So if you feel selfish, that you want to achieve these goals and dreams, it's okay, right? That's where the motivation comes. And down the road, after success comes, you can think about others and helping them get to where they want to go, but you need to get to where you want to go first. Number 4, they don't want to be rich. I gotta laugh at that. Of course they want to be rich. Of course it's about the money. And yes, you can say, well, it's not necessarily about the money. It's about what the money can give them, freedom, time, and maybe helping others down the road. Okay? But it is about the money. All right? Don't let anybody tell you it's not about the money. And this brings me to you. Don't feel guilty or feel like you're being greedy if you want more money. That's what it's about. And that's what will help you in your life and maybe all your friends and families and everybody else, donations and helping, you know, the needy and stuff like that. Money makes good people better and bad people worse. Always remember that. And number 5, in order to be successful, you have to be an innovator. It's untrue. Most successful people, all they do, okay, is they emulate people that are already in the steps and already took the journey of where they want to go. And so my biggest advice for you is this: never give up, ever give up on where you want to go. Keep moving forward. It's okay to want money, and it's okay if you don't have some brand Shark Tank idea. Find somebody who you can emulate and who you can follow, and just you allow them to pave that path and just follow in their footsteps. And of course, you can put your own twists on it. Nobody wants a copycat, but you can continue down the same path that others have that paved that road and just emulate them and put your own personality, your own twist. And from there, you can build your own brand, your own business, and you can be successful just like everybody else. So I'm going to end with that, and I appreciate you guys. Subscribe if you've made it through this entire video. Subscribe to my channel. I'm going to have a lot more stuff coming out consistently this time. 2 to 3 videos per week, and make sure you smack that like button. It helps YouTube show my videos to more people, and if you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate it. Oh, and comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are, even if they're terrible. I can handle it. I got thick skin. I've been doing this for a long time. All right, guys, appreciate your time. See you on the next video. Bye-bye.